Hello students, in previous lecture we have studied about the carbohydrates and their different types. Today we are going to study about the one of the carbohydrate, that is glucose. Then in this lecture we are going to study about the glucose. Then first of all we will discussing on the detailed study of the glucose. That means here preparation of glucose, chemical properties of glucose and structure of glucose. Then first of all see here, glucose is a monosaccharide which is a aldohexose type of monosaccharide. That means see here, the glucose which having molecular formula C6H12O6 and as it is a aldohexose, it contains 6 carbon atom in a chain of glucose and it consists of aldehyde group. Aldo means it consists of aldehyde group. That means it contains a chain of 6 carbon atom in which aldehyde group is there, as well as their OH groups are there in its structure. Then in halogen derivative we have studied about the chiral atoms. Then glucose consists of 4 chiral atoms. It consists of 4 chiral carbon atom, and the substance, the organic substance which consists of chiral carbon atom, it shows optical enantiomers. If organic compound contains 1 chiral atom, then it shows 2 enantiomers. One of them is D form, that is dextrorotatory substance, while another is L form, that means it shows 2 optical isomers, that is which are mirror images of each other. Similarly, glucose consists of 4 chiral atoms, that is 4 asymmetric carbon atoms. Therefore, it shows, according to the formula, it shows total 16 isomers. That means out of that, the D form of glucose which is found in the nature. Therefore, naturally occurring glucose is in D form, that is dextrorotatory substance, and that naturally occurring D glucose is called as dextrose. It is called as dextrose. That means see here, which consists of dextrorotatory property. Dextrorotatory property, all of you studied about that. The substance which rotates ppl to the right hand side when passing through the aqueous solution of that organic substance is called as dextrorotatory substance. That means D form of glucose which is found in the nature. Then see here, the molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6. Glucose is soluble in water. Then see here, we have to study about the preparation of glucose. Then next one, that is preparation methods of glucose. Then see here, first of all, the first preparation method of preparation of glucose, that is from sucrose. That means see here, what is sucrose? Sucrose is, all of you studied about that. Sucrose is a disaccharide and it is a disaccharide of glucose and fructose. That means sucrose on hydrolysis, it gives glucose and fructose. Then see here, sucrose which is obtained from cane sugar, which having formula C12H22O11, which undergoes acidic hydrolysis. That means using dilute H2SO4 or using dilute HCl, that sucrose undergoes hydrolysis, and here the two units, monosaccharide units, that is glucose C6H12O6 and another unit which having molecular formula C6H12O6, the same molecular formula, but the second one monosaccharide is, that is fructose, which is ketohexose, while glucose is a aldohexose. Here on hydrolysis of sucrose, here when dilute H2SO4 or dilute acid added into the solution of sucrose, on warming it gives mixture of glucose and fructose, but the resultant solution contains glucose and fructose dissolved in the acidic solution. To crystallize out that glucose, during this process ethanol is added into it. Then why ethanol is added into this process while formation of or preparation of glucose from sucrose? See here, glucose and fructose both are soluble in acidic solution. Therefore, to crystallize out or to separate glucose and fructose, then ethanol is added into it. It is because of glucose is less soluble or least soluble, nearly it is insoluble in ethanol. Therefore, solubility of glucose in ethanol decreases, and therefore on cooling, crystallization of glucose takes place in the solution, and the crystals of glucose is obtained by adding ethanol during cooling process, and the crystals, this solution when filtered, the crystals left behind on the filter paper, which is washed again with excess of ethanol, and the crystals of glucose which is separated and which is dried, and glucose crystals are obtained in this process. Then the role of ethanol to crystallize out the glucose because of its less solubility in ethanol. Then the second one method, that is the glucose is obtained from starch. All of you studied about that. Starch is a polysaccharide and which having formula C6H10O5, and this repeating unit which is in the polymer of starch, that is many repeating units are there. Young repeating units are presenting of C6H10O5 in starch. Then glucose is obtained from the starch. That method is a large scale method or it is a commercial method. Commercially, glucose is obtained from starch. Then that is, starch is present in different types of vegetables, and that starch undergoes acidic hydrolysis. It also undergoes acidic hydrolysis using dilute H2SO4. Then this solution is heated at 393 Kelvin, about 2 to 3 atmospheric pressure. Here the acidic hydrolysis of starch takes place to give many units of, that means young units of glucose, that is C6H12O6. Then see here, the glucose which is obtained here, which consists of impurities, that is colored impurities, into it, and it also consists of excess H2SO4, that glucose with colored impurities and excess H2SO4. That colored impurities are removed from that glucose solution by adding charcoal powder into it. Here, charcoal powder acts as an adsorbent. When it is added into the this process, then the colored impurities are adsorbed on the surface of charcoal, and on filtration, that colored impurities are removed away with the charcoal powder, and the excess H2SO4 is also removed by using chalk powder. Chalk powder, which is nothing but it is a calcium carbonate. That chalk powder, calcium carbonate, reacts with excess H2SO4 to form the calcium sulfate. That is calcium carbonate reacts with the H2SO4, excess H2SO4, to form the calcium sulfate, and calcium sulfate is insoluble in aqueous medium, and glucose is soluble in aqueous medium. Therefore, after filtration, the glucose is obtained in the aqueous solution or in the filtrate, which is crystallized out in the form of glucose monohydrate, that means C6H12O6.H2O. Here, glucose monohydrate, crystals of glucose monohydrates are obtained in this process. This method is used to obtain glucose in large scale. That means it is a commercial method of preparation of glucose. Then see here, we will study detail about the structure of glucose. Then all of you are aware of that glucose have molecular formula C6H12O6, and in the chain of glucose 6 carbon atoms are in a straight chain. That means glucose is open chain organic compound in which aldehyde group is there, one aldehyde group is there, and while other 5 hydroxyl groups are there. This structure of glucose is determined or inferred by using different chemical processes. That means evidences for the structure of that glucose is because of their chemical processes, chemical properties which is carried out in the laboratory. Therefore, structure, then we will study detail about the structure of the glucose, which and the chemical properties which is related with the glucose, which inferred that, which indicates that the structure of glucose. Then chemical properties of glucose. First of all, see here, all of you studied about that glucose which having molecular formula C6H12O6. All of you studied about that. The glucose has molecular formula C6H12O6. This molecular formula of glucose is determined by elemental composition and different colligative properties. Then see here, the glucose which consists of 6 carbon atom which is in a straight chain, open chain form, that is determined by the following few chemical processes. That means structure of glucose is determined by different chemical properties or processes takes place in the laboratory. Therefore, first of all, when glucose is, that is C6H12O6, that glucose, when it is heated with HN, that is hydriodic acid, then it gives the product that is N-hexane, which having formula CH3 CH2, that is 4 times CH3. That means it is a N-hexane. That means when glucose is heated with HN, that is hydriodic acid, then it gives N-hexane. Hexane consists of 6 carbon atoms in a straight chain, and this reaction indicates that glucose is an open chain and which contains 6 carbon atoms in its single unit, that is in its sugar unit. Then the second one chemical property of glucose, that is action of hydroxylamine, that is NH2OH on glucose. Then all of you studied about that, the condensation reactions as well as addition reactions of aldehyde and ketone. When action of hydroxylamine takes place on aldehyde and ketone, it gives oximes of that aldehyde and ketone. Similarly, glucose contains the aldehyde group or carbonyl group in it, that is CHO, which contains carbonyl group present in it, CHOH 4 times, CH2OH. The carbonyl group which is present in the glucose, when it is treated with hydroxylamine, that is NH2OH, then here condensation reaction takes place and oxime of glucose formation takes place. That means here H2O is removed from it and the compound, that is oxime of glucose, which is from here, that is CH, C double bond O, NOH. Oxime group formation takes place at carbonyl group of glucose. That means here CH2OH 4 times CH2OH. That is the oxime of glucose. That means it is a glucoxime. And this process, this chemical property of glucose indicates that glucose undergoes condensation with hydroxylamine, which gives glucoxime, that means oxime of glucose. It indicates that glucose should contains carbonyl group in it. That means it contains carbonyl group in it. Similarly, the one more reaction, that is action of HCN, that is action of formonitride or action of hydrogen cyanide takes place on the glucose. See here, the glucose consists of carbonyl group in it, that is which contains carbonyl group, and when action of HCN takes place, then here addition reaction takes place and gives the addition product. That means here all of you studied the same reactions, same type of reactions in aldehyde and ketones also. When aldehyde and ketone which containing carbonyl group, it undergoes addition reaction with HCl, that is formonitride, to gives the cyanohydrine of that particular aldehyde or ketone. Similarly, glucose with HCl, it gives cyanohydrine of glucose. Cyanohydrine cyanohydrin of glucose. That means, see here, the glucose which contains C double bond O, that is carbonyl group, which undergoes, at which addition takes place. That means that H plus that added at oxygen, and the CN group adds at carbonyl carbon. That means it forms the cyanohydrin of glucose. This reaction is also indicates that glucose contains carbonyl group in it. Similarly, one more reaction, that is glucose, that is next reaction, glucose undergoes oxidation to give gluconic acid. That means, see here, glucose which contains carbonyl group in it, which is in the form of aldehyde group or formyl group is there. That means carbonyl group in glucose is in aldehydic form, and that is indicated by the next reaction when it undergoes, glucose undergoes oxidation with bromine water. That means oxidation of glucose takes place when it is treated with bromine water. Bromine water is a good oxidizing agent, or it is a mild oxidizing agent which oxidizes to the CHO group present in the, that is aldehydic group or formyl group present in the glucose, which is converted it into COOH, that is carboxylic group, and here gluconic acid is obtained. Gluconic acid is obtained, and this reaction indicates that CHO group is present, aldehydic group, formyl group is present in the glucose. Then see here, one more reaction or one more property, chemical property of glucose is when the gluconic acid is treated with dilute HNO3, and similarly glucose when treated with dilute HNO3, that is a strong oxidizing agent. Here oxidation of glucose also takes place of formation of dicarboxylic acid, that is saccharic acid. Saccharic acid. Similarly, gluconic acid is also undergoes oxidation with dilute HNO3. This indicates that glucose consists of CHO group as well as primary alcohol group. This reaction indicates that the glucose on oxidation with dilute HNO3, it gives dicarboxylic acid, that means saccharic acid, which indicates that here this glucose consists of one aldehydic group which is converted into carboxylic group on oxidation, as well as the CH2OH, that means which is a primary OH group present in it, and it is converted into OH group, primary alcoholic group is converted into carboxylic group, that is COOH group. That is also indicates that it also contains one primary OH group. Then one more reaction, that is last reaction, that is glucose undergoes acetylation process. That means here acetylation of glucose or acetylation or acylation of glucose when it is glucose is treated with acetylating agent like acetic anhydride or acetyl chloride reagent. Similarly, see here CHO, CHOH 4 times CH2OH. Here already we have proved that glucose contains one CHO, that is aldehyde group, and one primary alcohol OH group, and there are remaining 4 OH, that is secondary hydroxyl group, is present in the glucose, which is indicated by this process. When glucose is treated with acetic anhydride or it is treated with acetyl chloride, when glucose undergoes acetylation process, it gives glucose pentaacetate. That means here the 4 OH group, which is converted into ester group, as well as the primary OH group is also converted into acetate group. Then it produces glucose pentaacetate, that is CHO, C double bond O, CH3, that is 4 times, and CH2, that is CH2O, C double bond O, CH3. Formation of glucose pentaacetate indicates that there are 4 secondary OH groups are there. These all reactions indicates that glucose contains 6 carbon atoms in a straight chain, in which one of the carbon atom is in aldehydic form. That means it contains one aldehydic group, that is formyl group. It contains one primary alcohol group, and remaining 4 secondary OH group are there. Therefore, the structure of glucose we can determine from these chemical reactions is like this. That is, it consists of one of the formyl group, the remaining 4 secondary OH groups are there, and one primary OH group, which is a terminal carbon atom. That is the structure of, condensed structure of glucose. And the structure of glucose we can write in according to the features projection formula or according to the Newman's formula. Then in next lecture we will study detail about the writing the structure of glucose according to the features projection formula. Thank you.